Alright, as you can tell by the intro, we are going to be doing a full review on the Yamaha R1. We got it right here in front of me. And I'm going to take you guys on a short little rip. We're going to go post up at a spot, possibly meet up with a friend, take some pictures, do all that good stuff. But without further ado, let's get on this thing and go. Alright, so me and the Yamaha R1 have been together for a few months now. I have put around 1,500 miles on her so far, and it has been a fucking experience, let me tell you that. This bike, every time I ride this bike, it slowly becomes like absolutely one of my favorite bikes. I mean, dude, the sound of it, the feel of it, dude, it's all just such a special experience, dude, and it's like, you only get it on this R1, but let me dive deeper into this bike, tell you why that is one of my favorite. So for starters, let's get over that. The sound and the performance of this bike is completely insane, dude. I mean, as you guys saw, that sound clip right there, the takeoff speed, it's crazy. Now the R1 has the special crank pattern where it fires in a cross plane, and that's what gives it this deep sound. And it's one of the most craziest things to experience, dude. Just listening to this thing, listening to the shifts, and listening to the RPMs climb up, dude. I've experienced it on no other bike. It's hard to explain, dude. It's just so nice to listen to. You can listen to this thing all day long. And now packed with that, the performance on this thing is also insane, dude. The low to mid end is crazy on this thing. It's crazy torquey, crazy fast. This thing is an actual wheelie monster. As you guys can see, when I was doing that pull, I did a slight roll on in first, and then I just kind of hammered second. And she came just straight up, dude, straight up. Now fully, like stage 1 tune, which is what most bikes run, you're gonna be looking at about 180 to 190 horsepower, which is plenty for a liter bike. But also, if you're gonna be looking at other liter bikes, a lot of other liter bikes actually make more horsepower and torque than this thing. Now, for example, I know this isn't a really good example, but my Kawasaki Ninja H2 makes a whopping 250 wheel horsepower with a stage 1 tune on it. Now, obviously, that's 60 more horsepower, 70 more horsepower than this thing, dude. It's honestly kind of a shame to compare this thing speed-wise to a lot of other liter bikes, because unfortunately this thing does lose to a lot of liter bikes. It's just, I don't know what to say. It's just not the best race platform. So if you're gonna want to get one of these bikes for the racing aspect of it, I don't know, unless you do some crazy things to this thing, you're not gonna really see 200 wheel horsepower on this. Like my H2, my 60 to 180 is like 9 seconds. The 60 to 170 on here is 10 seconds. So it seems to be what people really are aiming to beat. Like, that's all I see on TikTok is people trying to beat the H2 or like an S1000. Like, this thing would more than likely lose to an S1000. But don't let that downplay you at all from this beast, dude. Like, listen to this thing. Absolutely crazy sounding. It's a lot of other things that contribute to this bike that make it so special. First of all, the looks. The looks are insane, dude. Like, look how simple this cockpit is. I actually love this cockpit. This is probably my favorite cockpit on any bike I've sat on. The low angled bars make for a very aggressive seating on here. And you're just, you're just ready to hit corners. You're ready to do anything on this thing. But yeah, like I said, the ergonomics on this thing are really, really sport bike oriented. Obviously, it being an R1, that goes without saying, but it's honestly a comfortable sport bike position. It's just very classical, very hunched over, exactly what you would expect when you step on one of these. Now, when I first step on this thing, I was like, holy shit, this thing is aggressive. It's honestly a more aggressive seating than my H2. Like, and that says something. Not to mention the pop and bangs on this thing. Alright, well, here she is, sitting here in the open. As you could literally see, she is fucking gorgeous, man. They don't make bikes like this anymore, dude. Just so simple, so sleek, so sexy looking. That brings us on to the next point, and that is the maintenance and the longevity of these bikes. So in my experience, obviously I've only put 1,500 miles on this. I've had nothing go wrong. Nothing has happened. It has been very straightforward Japanese quality engine and bike. Honestly, one thing I do see a lot with the R1s, dude, look at the Hornet on there. Or is that a Wasp? I don't know. I'll put my visor down. But one thing I do see with a lot of R1s is that they have a lot of miles on them, which tells me that they last a good while and that they are quality, and I'm not going to worry. This bike only has 5,000 miles on it, so I don't got to worry anytime soon about any major maintenance or it possibly blowing up. It shouldn't blow up. It's only got 5,000 miles. Hopefully not. But so another huge point about this bike is actually how cheap they are. I know that's a pretty wild statement to say, but if you looked at the used market on this bike, it is wild, dude. You could probably find this exact year with maybe double the miles, so like 10,000 miles, for about $12,000. Now, for $12,000, this is the most insane bang for your buck. I mean, $12,000 for a 1,000cc crossplane 4 engine and this bodywork and style. Honestly, you can't beat that. I mean, brand new 600s don't even go for that much. They're more than that. So it's like, what a crazy bang for your buck you're getting for this bike. But yeah, that's pretty much gonna wrap this review up. Obviously, I've pretty much covered everything there is to talk about this bike. I mean, sounds incredible, looks incredible, the performance is there, the reliability is there. Like, what else do you really need to know about this bike before you purchase it? But you also got to realize at the same time that it is not the fastest and the best performing bike out there, which is completely fine because all the other things on this bike just completely wipe that and makes it worth it to own one of these. So if you guys have any questions about the ownership of this bike, drop it in the comments below. And I'd appreciate it if you guys left a like, comment on this video. Really helps me out in the algorithm and boosts the videos up there. So I appreciate y'all for watching and staying to the very end. Comment H2 return if you guys have made it to here. And I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace out, guys.